I often hear motorcyclists say things like, riding is my therapy, or if you're depressed, buy a motorbike. My bike is probably my favourite thing in the whole world, and I've developed quite a strong bond with it over the year and a half that I've owned it. But is motorcycling really this gateway to eternal happiness? I've thought about this a lot recently, and I honestly think that motorcycling has brought me genuine and deep happiness since I started riding in 2020. I would even say that I love my bike, but I think it's also important that happiness doesn't come solely from material objects in my life, even if that object is a motorbike. One day, I might not be able to ride due to financial difficulty, illness, injury, family commitments, or even something else. So I've spent some time trying to answer the question, what do people really mean when they say that motorcycling brings you happiness? The first thing for me is a real sense of community. I'm happy anytime I'm riding my bike, but I'm especially happy when I'm cruising with friends or joining a ride with a bike group. The Biker Nord is a really good example of the community at work. Anytime you come across another rider or you see a bike parked up in a car park, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to get along with them, or you're at least going to be able to have a friendly conversation for a while. I think the dangers we face every day on the road, from potholes, distracted drivers, bad weather and more, brings us together in a way, because we can relate to each other and we know what it really means to be out on a motorbike. Unfortunately, most of us know someone who has had some kind of accident on a bike, or we've had one ourselves. We know how damaging this can be, physically, mentally, and emotionally. The silver lining is that it leaves you really caring about the complete strangers you meet on motorbikes. How many times have you wished someone a safe ride, or been on the receiving end? We all really want the best for each other, and it leaves us with a strong community. I'm glad that I get to make these videos and interact with everybody who watches them. It's my way of giving back to the community that I've come to love. Next is a sense of freedom. It really is unlike anything I've experienced in any other hobby or sport. I've hiked through forests for hours, I've been on top of mountains, I've even left the house at 9 AM to go for a run, and I've been out till lunchtime. But nothing compares to being on the road on two wheels. We can go places that other road users can't. We can feel the wind in our face, we can hear and smell the environment around us. I think if I were a dog, I'd be the kind to stick my head out of the car window. And it means getting cooked in the summer heat or getting drenched in the pouring rain, but I can go anywhere I want to, whenever I want to. The bike is not just a tool to get from A to B, and there's something really special about that. Having such an efficient way to get around the city really helps you feel free and independent as well. I can't help but feel smug when I'm filtering through traffic and people are sitting in cars with nowhere to go. Finally, I find that riding a motorbike forces me into a kind of state of meditation. You haven't got the brain capacity to be worrying about things that happened in the past or what might happen in the future, while still focusing on the road. 100% laser focus is key, so riding forces you to empty your mind of anything that might distract you. I find that I'm much more in touch with my basic needs. I can't focus if I'm too hot or too cold, or if I'm hungry or thirsty. All I can focus on is the present moment and monitoring my physical state. And for me, this is really a form of mindfulness. If you're a runner, you might have experienced the so-called runner's high. It's a feeling that's really indescribable to someone who hasn't personally experienced it, and I think motorcycling is the same. So personally, when I talk about motorcycling making me happy, I'm talking about having a community, a sense of freedom, and some way to switch off and clear my mind. I have experienced similar kind of feelings with other hobbies too, and it's mainly sports. Riding can be quite stressful at first, and especially if you're learning to use the roads and ride a motorbike at the same time. A lot of people give up, and it's a shame that they won't feel that sense of accomplishment and resilience that comes with learning to ride. But I do think you can throw yourself into any hobby or community and experience a lot of the same benefits. I do think it's taking it a little bit too far to recommend motorcycling as some kind of cure for depression, since it's obviously not going to cure underlying problems in your life, like if you have a job that you hate, or you really don't like the area that you live in. But it really does offer a strong community, and satisfies our human desires to have a sense of freedom and a sense of exploration. So if for some reason the day comes when I can't ride anymore, I at least know the kind of feelings and experiences that I should seek out in my next hobby. Let me know what motorcycling has done to your life, and if it's affected you in ways that you did or didn't expect. Safe riding, and I'll see you in the next one.